Cuffs are off, man. Get right. Too many left in these leagues, but I ain't gonna...
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up everybody? It's Marcus Grant from NFL Network.
This is AJ Dillon of the Green Bay Packers.
I got to give a shout out to y'all at Get Right Fantasy.
If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Best of luck with your podcast. Appreciate the support.
And you're tuned in to watch my boys at Get Right Fantasy Network. Get you right. Enjoy the show.
Marking nothing, but I tune every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go and roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down, cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right, cause I roll my sleeves up.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back. It's the Get Right Fantasy Network Sunday morning show with me, Mike, aka Classic Mike. It's Sunday, October 1st, week 4 of the NFL season. We have exciting things going on to you. Tons of news that has happened since Friday, so I'm going to get into that very shortly. Today, we will go over week 4 start-sit questions throughout the show, so throw them in the chat as we go. I will do actives and inactives prior to the game around 11:30. I'm also going to give you just any important live updates during the Falcons and Jags game. Right now, that game is just a blowout. Jags are up 17-0. It's been Jags the whole time. Desmond Ridder needs to take a seat. Beyond that, then I'll give you some DFS value picks if we have some time. So keep the questions coming throughout the show, and I'll get to them as we go. Also, remember to check out our other shows starting, as usual, Monday. Overreactions and waiver wire targets. Wednesday night roster management by buy sell targets. So check out that show on Wednesday with Frank and Rasta. Also Friday, come back to us and we will be doing game by game start sit live Q&A show, and then back here on Sunday morning with me, Classic Mike, doing everything prior to kickoff. We are just 12 subs away from 1,000. So please help us out by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're not already, if you are already subscribed, make sure you guys hit the like button. Help us reach 1,000 subs. So also keep an eye out for our 1K subs giveaway video coming out soon once we hit that mark. If you want a chance to win a customized ring, look at that. We have a customized ring from TrophySmack.com. So make sure you guys check out TrophySmack.com and make sure you use the promo code GETRIGHT. We will be giving this away once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys get your friends in there. Make sure you get, we need some subscribers just to get over that hump. So make sure you guys get that going. We have a ton going on today. What's going on, Worm? Right now, tons of news that came in this morning. Derek Carr will be starting for the Saints after suffering an AC joint injury this past week. Keep an eye on this. I will be keeping an eye on this prior to kickoff because there have been really a ton of multiple conflicting reports. Ian Rappaport has said that he's starting. I've heard from Jordan Schultz that he's not starting and Jameis Winston is. There's just been so much back and forth. I have no idea what's going on with this until game time. We'll find out. Aiden O'Connell, this we do know. Aiden O'Connell, not Brian Hoyer, will get the start today for the Raiders. Jimmy G will be out today with his concussion. Doran Thompson-Robinson will be starting for quarterback for the Browns. They just reported recently that Watson will be out today. David Njoku will play despite getting burns on his face from a fire pit accident last night. It was reported that he got burns to his face, hands, all that fun stuff. He's good to go, apparently. It was also reported that Zeke will be getting more starting reps starting today versus his old team. Revenge game. Maybe. We'll see. Chase Claypool is also a healthy scratch. That whole thing has been just one big debacle and one of the worst trades they've had. Yeah. So we got a ton of other news coming in, but I want to get to your questions. We got Will Hayes in the house going, who should I start in my flex? Adam Thielen, Devon Achane, Isaiah Pacheco, or Joshua Palmer, full PPR? That's a great question. You have great options. I think Isaiah Pachenko I would kind of push to the side here. I think all three of these guys are pretty startable, and I don't think you're going to have a bad option here. I would say a chain for now. I mean, he seems to be the guy. Oh, Bijan getting a long run. Wow. I don't understand why they don't just keep Bijan in every freaking play. I get Algier is good and all, but damn, Bijan he looks good. Just broke let me see, 40-yard 25-yard run. Jeez. Anyway, back to your question, Will. I'm sorry. I'd say Devon A-Chain. My second would probably be Adam Thielen and then Palmer. Those are, how I feel about those guys. Jay in the house. What's going on, Jay? Hope all is well. He goes Wilson or Lamar, Lockett or Pickens. I'm assuming that is – you got to give me context with Wilson. It's either Russell or Zach, and I wouldn't start. I'd maybe start Wilson or Russell Wilson over Lamar, but Lamar is probably the answer for there. And Lockett versus Pickens. I don't mind Pickens at all. I think Pickens has been highly used recently. They're going against – who are they going against today? Oh, it is Russell. Yeah, now I can understand your dilemma there. Let me just double check. Going against Houston today, I go probably Pickens over Lockett, and then if it's Russell or Lamar, that's gross. But I understand why, because going against that Cleveland D is tough. They're really good against the pass. I have Russell at 15. I have Lamar at 9. I'm going to have to defer and go to my rankings with that and go with Lamar. And like I said, I'm not a big Lamar supporter in any shape, way, or form, but I'm going to have to lean Lamar. I mean, you can't get cute here. Use your starters. Pickens, I just like a little bit more than Lockett. He has more ability to get a touchdown, in my opinion. So I would go with that. Worm goes, is Josh Downs worth stashing? Yes. Keep him on your team. You drafted him late. You got him for, memory serves me, like 4th, 5th round. And, just like Puka, got to just keep him. I think he looks good. I think he'll be fine moving forward. So, yeah, I would definitely stash Josh Downs. Some notable players that are going to be out today, just so you guys are aware. Rashad Bateman out with a hamstring injury. Nothing, outside the normal. Odell Beckham will be out today as well. Jordan Poyer and Marlon Humphreys are going to be out today. Eddie Jackson for the Chicago Bears. He's been out the last few games. Laramie Tunsil for the Houston Texans will be out today, their left tackle. Ryan Kelly, the center for the Colts, will be out today with a concussion. This is his second week with that. Zay Jones will be out with a knee injury. He's already not playing just because they're already playing. Nick Bolton for the Kansas City Chiefs will be out today. Looks like Corey Lindsey, the center for the Chargers, will be out today with an illness. Looks like Treylon Burks for the Tennessee Titans will be out, as well as their left tackle, Peter Skoronski. He will be out. Looks like Atlanta is in the red zone on the 15. Finally, hopefully getting some points here. Touchdown, Drake London. Unless he dropped it. There's been no confirmation yet. One of the corners said that he dropped it, but let's see. Watching the replay. Catch. 2 feet. Full possession of the ball. Yeah, I think he's fine. I think he's fine there. I think that's a touchdown. Yeah, I already said that, Nick. I already said that, Worm. Yep, Watson out. Dorian Thompson Robinson will be the starter for the Browns this morning. Smokey the Cat. What's going on, Smokey the Cat? What's up? Godwin or DJ Moore for the flex? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to lean. Am I going to lean Godwin? I'm going to lean probably DJ Moore. That game has more. Probability of having a high scoring game just because both defenses are just so horrible. I know he's going to be against Patrick Surtain in that particular matchup, but he's right now. I mean, it doesn't matter. We had Tyreek against him last week and he killed him. So Moore is a really good wide receiver. Godwin going against probably Lattimore or one of the other corners. But yeah. I don't understand it, Smokey. I don't understand it. But they got a touchdown. Needless to say, that's good for them. They need something because they're behind 17-7. So yeah. Some other big news or some other news that's been out there. Tyler Higbee is questionable for today with an Achilles injury. He's expected to play. Achilles just means back of the heel. So just be aware. It's not a real, like, if he tore his Achilles, he wouldn't be playing. Expected to play today. Deebo Samuel should be good to go today. He has a rib and knee injury, but he is expected to play barring any setbacks. I would still have somebody in that late window just in case. You don't want to be caught with your pants down in that particular scenario if he's considered inactive. God forbid something happens. Juwan Jennings is going to be out, so he'll be out, and Elijah Mitchell for that game will be out. They're not expected to play. Hollywood Brown looks like he's questionable with the thumb injury. He's expected to play. Miles Sanders, he was listed as questionable with groin injury. He's expected to play as of right now. It looks like right now the Colts plan to open the 21-day practice window for Jonathan Taylor, who is on the PUP. So a lot of trade talks apparently have quieted as per Ian Rappaport. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. It looks like, like I said before with the question about A-Chain coming off the 203 rushing yards, against Denver, it looks like they're finally giving him an earned and increased workload. So we could see, a little bit going on today. Salvin Ahmed looks like he'll be out. Jeff Wilson is expected to return from the PUP and start practice soon. So we will see how that turns out for that backfield. But it looks like A-Chain should be good to go. Like I said, no, I'm not even going to bring that up. It's not even worth going into the Jameis Winston stuff. But like I've told everybody, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm going to be answering them throughout the show. So don't hesitate to throw your questions in there as we go. Like I said, we're also looking to give away one of these wonderful rings from TrophySmack.com. So make sure you guys check them out. If you haven't already, please make sure you guys use the promo code GetRight, and they will help you out at checkout. Right now, Jags got the ball back. They're just moving the ball right down the field. Calvin Ridley got a big catch. Still moving it though. So I'll keep you updated as that, as they get down the field. Trevor Lawrence looks a lot better today, to be honest. He's been very up and down the last few weeks, and I haven't really seen anything crazy. And I like him as a quarterback. I thought he was going to be one of the top 10 guys, but he's not doing as well as I thought he would. But for right now, he looks good against this Falcons D, which, to be fair to the Falcons, the defenses look good. It's the offense that's looked horrible with Desmond Ridder. They're running the ball. Bijan looks great. Algier looks great. But otherwise, I mean, this this defense is what's keeping that, this team in right now they're 2-1. So I'm surprised to see them at 2-1 based on the offense I keep seeing. So soon I'll be able to give you guys up to the minute actives and inactives. We wait until about 11:30 for that particular news. We already went through some of the fun news that we've seen with, Deshaun Watson. He will not play today, so be aware of that. I think this kind of puts a little bit of a damper on guys like Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore. I think this is an increase for Jerome Ford, just because Thompson tends to be a little bit more. They'll probably use a lot of RPO with him, and this will open up the lanes a little bit for Jerome Ford going against the Ravens. Ravens are pretty good against the run as a whole. They are currently they're 12th, so they're top tier of run defenses so far this year to fantasy running backs. So I'm still loading up Ford regardless, but I think guys like Cooper kind of take a back seat and kind of down a little bit in my rankings. With the move for the Raiders, I know a lot of people are probably going to have questions about Jacoby Myers. I think Myers and Adams, to be fair. Adams he'll be fine. I definitely lowered him a little bit. He's still, you're still putting him out there. You're still going to be using him. But guys like Jacoby Myers, people might be a little bit hesitant to do it. Honestly, I'm hesitant. I have him or Josh Kelly to pick from. And I don't know which. I like Kelly's matchup, but Kelly, even a good matchup last week, had a rough day. So I can't really trust him that much. We already know that Austin Eckler is doubtful. So we know that Kelly is getting the start. So Neanderthal, what's going on? He goes, I'm in a dilemma with Debo. I have no one else in late games. Should I drop Higbee and pick up an emergency player? I have Andrews. Yes. I mean, if you have Andrews, there's really no point to have Higbee as well. We already know Andrews is playing. If you have anybody available in that late game, I would grab someone just in case. It's not a guarantee. Like right now, they say he's going to play. They're expecting him to play, barring a game, game time setback or something like that. Honestly, it's worth at least picking somebody up. I'm trying to think in that late window. You can grab guys from the Chargers game or the Raiders game. You can pick up Hunter Renfrow or let me see, New England game, maybe Devontae Parker or Michael Gallup. He might be on the waivers. Who else? Trying to see the 4:00 window. There's not much on the 4:00 window. Oh, and then you can even go into the late games if you really wanted to. If there's guys on like the Kansas City game or the Giants game, if there's someone there, those could be really good options for you as well if you're unsure about Debo. But definitely worth picking up somebody. I mean, there's definitely a Giants receiver out there. You can at least have somebody. Yeah. That I would do that without a question there in the NFL. Definitely would do that. Like I have Ayuk that I'm pretty confident in. I think Ayuk's going to be fine. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but David Njoku is good to go. He had a fire pit accident yesterday, burned his face, but it looks like he's good and comfortable wearing it. So yeah, he's going to play today. They were really concerned about it for a minute, but he'll be good to go. It looks like the Cowboys are going to have their center and Zach Martin available for this game against the Patriots, so that's good for them. Ravens running back Justice Hill, he's listed as questionable. He's good to go. That backfield is crazy. It's either Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, Melvin Gordon, who got moved up. They had Kenyon Drake. That backfield's a mess, and going against the Browns, everybody's downgraded in my opinion. I can't trust any of that moving forward until there's some consistency in what's going on there, but doesn't seem like there will be. No real updates other than that, but it's good to hear that he's going to play after hearing that news. Just because it's crazy to think, getting burned in the face while you're doing working on some fire pit, and then you're like, oh crap, I don't know if I'm going to play. Yeah. Make sure you guys continue to check us out. We also have our other shows that you should be, checking out as well. We have the Fantasy Frontline with Tim and AJ. So make sure you guys check them out. The Check Down podcast on Wednesdays at 8:30 with Cody McGoats and Shirtless Pat and the crew. Make sure you guys check them out as well. We also have Adam coming out soon with the Deadzone Fantasy Show. Make sure you guys check them out. He'll be giving you guys some good flex options that, lower tier guys that you should be keeping an eye on and possibly using in your lineup. So make sure you guys check them out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out Dynasty Pylon. I have the little marker over here. Make sure you guys check them out as well. I had Martin on the show on Friday. He has great insight, really knows what he's talking about. So make sure you guys check out Martin over at Dynasty Pylon on YouTube. He's trying to build it up too. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to his show, as well as the other 3 channels that I mentioned with the Check Down podcast and the Fantasy Frontline, as well as the Deadzone Fantasy Show. So make sure you guys check them out if you haven't already. Looks like Atlanta got the ball back. They are deep in their territory. Bijan doing Bijan things. He looks good, man. Looks real good. Nothing crazy. It looks like Deshaun Elliott for the Dolphins is not expected to play today. He's their safety. So I don't know if that hurts or helps. That game is ridiculous. It's 54-point over under. I think the last 2 weeks there have been games in the 50s that have not reached that, or the over under, they haven't reached it. So I have some money on that today. Hopefully keeping it underneath that 54-point game. I hope the defenses just play well today. All righty. So we are getting closer to that active and inactive. So once I get more information on guys, I will give it to you. Like I said, I get them as quickly as some of the guys out there. As soon as guys like Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport get them to you, I'll give them to you. So don't worry. I got them even from beat reporters. I can get you all the news as soon as it comes out. Looks like, big run by Bijan again. This kid he has good vision, good quick steps, real shifty. I like him a lot. And I like the scheme that the Falcons run. It's a good zone scheme. And this Jags team, Jags are currently 3rd against the run, man. Danny, what's going on, Danny? He goes, hey, I've been a fan for a long time. I've always wanted to ask if you've ever considered consuming your own. Thanks. Appreciate it, Danny. Thanks for the stream. Your thoughts of using excrement as a spread on toast. Wonderful. Love you guys. All righty. Lori, what's going on there? Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday afternoon. We have a good amount of week 4 games on the slate. Hopefully, good try there, Kyle Pitts, for the one catch you have all year long. All righty. Also, while we're waiting, make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't, make sure you guys use the promo code GetRight, and when you do, they will help you. They will double your deposit when you first register, so that up to $100, you can get about $200 into that account. Wow, Bijan Robinson, I'm telling you, man, this kid is real good. Really liking what I see here. But make sure you guys use this promo code GetRight, and when you do, they'll match you up to $100. So make sure you guys are using GetRight when you use that promo code. Oop. Wonderful. Hunter Johnson, thank you for giving me a real question in this chat. Amari Cooper or Brandon Ayuk? I think I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk here. With the news with Deshaun Watson, I think I'm going to lean more to Brandon Ayuk. So I would, let's do Brandon Ayuk here. Richard Hernandez, what's going on, man? Great to have you here. Full PPR, need a flex. Mike Evans, Pierce, or Michael Thomas? Ooh, that's a great question. Full PPR, I'd probably lean more. I'm assuming that's Damian Pierce, or is that Alec Pierce? Give me context there, just so that I can give you a better answer. But if it is Damian Pierce, I'd probably go Damian Pierce over those particular guys. So, yeah, it's Damian. I'd probably go Damian Pierce, just because I honestly think that that's probably your better option. You'll get more consistent touches. Mike Evans going against Marcus Lattimore. It's tough to play him against him. Michael Thomas on the other side of the ball, going with Derek Carr, who's going to be a little bit banged up with his throwing shoulder. I trust Damian Pierce more. So yeah. Warrior Loft, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. 3 more minutes and we'll be getting a ton of actives and inactives for you guys, hopefully helping you guys be able to make your decisions prior to kickoff. Michael Bridges in the house. What's going on, man? Hey, how you doing? You're probably a bot that has been giving me a little bit of grief this morning, but benefit of the doubt. Hope everyone is enjoying. Thoughts on Deshaun? Wonderful. So Deshaun Watson is out today. He will not be playing. They have Dorwin Thompson-Robinson. I don't know much about him. He had a really good preseason. He's more of a runner than a thrower. So I kind of see a lot of their passing options. Guys like Cooper, Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore. I'm kind of keeping them a little bit lower on the totem pole here. Yeah, wonderful. Thought so. Ray in the house. What's going on, man? Hope all is well. He goes Kamara or Kelly, full PPR. Oof. That's a tough one, man. I think I'm going to go Kamara, even though he's been out. I don't like it. I don't like either of those guys. Kelly's just been horrible lately, and it's hard to trust him in any situation. I mean, he has probably the best matchup he'll have all year, and this is the last week you can probably use him. I have Kelly at 27, and I have Kamara at 18. Tampa Bay is 13th against the run. So it's one of those things where I don't trust Kelly. So I think I'm going to go with Kamara here. Kamara, we've seen do it. Like it's I'm going to go Kamara. I hope he does well in his first game, honestly. I know a lot of people have been holding out hope. It's to the point where, we want to wait and see how that goes. So. All right. So we're getting some actives and inactives today. It looks like Jake Luton will be out for the Saints, which will mean it doesn't look like Derek Carr is inactive. So looks like Derek Carr will be in today. Looks like nothing crazy for the Bucs, other than people that we already know. Saints inactives, nothing crazy. Ginter, we already knew about. The Bengals don't have anybody that's out other than Irv Smith. It looks like Justin Simmons will be inactive today. That's kind of a big deal for the Broncos. Just means more points for that Bears game. Deshaun Watson, we already knew, will be inactive. He is officially inactive as of this moment. Vikings, Bradbury, their center, will be out today. So be aware. Claypool is officially a healthy scratch. Nothing crazy going on otherwise. Falcons punted it back, so it looks like it's 17-7. The Jags are deep in their territory, so we'll see. Any other news coming in yet? Bills and actives. We already knew about Jordan Poyer. He will be out today. Career Elam will be out. Yeah, I saw that, right. I'm just ignoring it at this point. Warrior Loft goes, if Miles Sanders is out, would you start Chuba Hubbard versus the Vikes or Godwin versus the Saints? I wouldn't mind starting Chuba Hubbard today if Miles Sanders is out. Right now, I think they said that he's expected to play. So he will play against Minnesota. So honestly, I'm waiting for that. I will let you know as soon as it comes in. It's a 1:00, so I should be getting it any minute. So I will let you know as soon as I get it. But I haven't gotten anything yet. We already know about Odell. We know about Marlon. Ronnie Stanley's out for the Ravens. That's kind of significant as well for that Browns game versus the Ravens. Eli Apple is inactive for the Dolphins, so it's Connor Williams is out for the Dolphins. So, like I said, that's kind of significant for them. Eagles don't have anybody crazy Eagles have Rashad Penny out today, so he will be inactive, which is kind of big in a way. It means Gainwell is viable in one way or another. Just because they will not, reserve that, they're not going to go to Boston Scott often. So it looks like Penny gets the week off here. Good to know. Carr is active based on Field Yates. Miles Sanders is active. So Miles Sanders will be playing today. So Tank Dell or Addison? That's a good one, Ray. So Tank Dell going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, if memory serves me right. Pittsburgh currently is bottom of the pile against the pass, but they have one of the best pass rushes in the game, so I don't understand how that that works. Addison, both have been killing it lately. Addison going against who are they going against? The Carolina Panthers, who are also one of the better teams against the pass. They're fifth. So honestly, I think I'm going to lean Dell here. I think Dell has been used more and is a little bit better in their scheme going against Pittsburgh. It's going to be tough, though. That whole left side is going to be going against TJ Watt. So it's going to be a little tougher than normal. Frankie Louvu is still in, which is good. He will be there for the Carolina Panthers to help them a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to still stick with Dell. Saquon is doubtful. So Matt Breida is too hard to trust. Right. Start Godwin. Honestly, man, honestly, with Breida, I trust him enough that if Barkley's out, you can play Breida. Breida is startable. He's going to get 80. He got 82% of the touches last week. Last week. So he was playing one of the best defenses in the league and the best run defense in the league. So, I mean, he's going against Seattle. Yes, they're not, Seattle isn't a slouch either, but they are currently 28th against the run. I am more than happy with Breida. And I think I would start Breida over Godwin just because I don't know how that matchup is going to go. And I just trust Breida to touch the ball more than Godwin. So, Johnny D, what's going on, Johnny D? Stuck between Myers, Mostert, Jacobs as a flex, full PPR. Wide receivers are Adams and Lamb. Running backs are ETN and Swift. All right, so you got ETN in. He's doing well currently. And then you have Swift. I just told you Rashad Penny is inactive today. So Swift should be fine with no problem. So Myers, Mostert, or Jacobs as a flex. Right now, I'm going to throw Jacoby Myers to the side. It looks like Mostert or Jacobs. With the rookie in, I see them running Jacobs. Mostert is going against the Bills, who are arguably number 8 against the running back. And I like Jacobs a lot. I think I'm going to go Jake. He's been disappointing, and that's why I understand that question. So it's between Mostert and Jacobs. You already have Adams in. I understand. Yeah, see, I understand why you're asking that question now. You don't want to load up too much on Raiders. And I see. I might go Mostert in this scenario then. Even though he has not the best matchup, I still might lean Mostert, even though I like Jacobs. But if I'm gonna rank him for you, it's Mostert. Well, wait. My rankings have Jacobs at 6, Mostert at where is he on my list? If I can't find him, that isn't a good thing. Oh, 7. Oh, I have them back to back. Jesus. That's why I was looking for him. Where is he? He's behind him. So I have them back to back. So I don't think you can go wrong. But I think I would lean Mostert in your situation just because you already have Adams in. Yeah, I would do that. Jacobs is great, though. I really like him a lot. So it's kind of hard for me to tell you Jacobs. And I would definitely do that. Neanderthal, I could flex Debo and pick up CEH versus the Jets in case I need a guy, but there's not really much to choose from on the wire. Yeah, I mean, I would flex Debo and pick up I would do that. I think you have a better, scenario if you do that. And it gives you an option just in case. So yeah, I don't hate that idea. Joshua Kelly or Najee Harris. Oh, come on, guys. This is like waking up with a hangover and wanting to puke. I'll look at my rankings, and my rankings have Kelly at 27. I have Najee at 29. Oh, that's just gross. If I'm looking for the better defensive one, running. Ingram, you got to stop holding the ball like that. Great catch, great run. Just stop holding it like a loaf of bread. Raiders are the better matchup. Well, Texans are technically the better matchup, but Najee looks terrible. I'm going to go Joshua Kelly. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. Joshua Kelly over Najee Harris today. No problem, Warrior. Hits in the house. What's going on? We have a DST question. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Chargers, Minnesota. Who are you going with? I think I'm going to go Pittsburgh here. Laramie Tunsil out, JT Watt on that side, most likely. And yeah, I think I'm going to lean that way. Let me just, it's not the Eagles. Yeah, I would go with Pittsburgh in this particular scenario. Warrior goes start Palmer versus the Raiders or Godwin versus the Saints. I feel the Chargers versus the Raiders could be a shootout. Yeah, no, I honestly don't mind Palmer. Palmer moved up pretty significantly in my ranks. I had him pretty low, and then I moved him up quite a few points or quite a few spots. Where do I have him? I have Godwin at 26, and I have Palmer at 33 currently. I haven't really finished. Today has been a rough day with my rankings just because of all the changes at quarterback. So I haven't really ironed out everything yet. But I would probably play Palmer because I like his scenario. And I think Raiders are. Let's get the Raiders. Raiders are 20th against the pass. So I think I'm going to go with the Raiders matchup. So yeah, I feel okay about it. The Saints are actually pretty decent. They're 11th against the pass. So I'm going to have to go with Palmer here. Zay Flowers or Scary Terry at flex. I'm going to have to go Zay Flowers until further notice. That game against the Eagles for the, against the Commanders, that's tough. Slay is a shutdown corner, and so is Bradbury. I feel a lot better about Zay Flowers than I do the other two. Hits goes, do you think CJ Stroud will go off? Chargers versus Connolly, Vikings versus Bryce Young. I get where you're going. All rookies, all day. Stroud looks better. Bryce has been struggling. He has an ankle injury. Vikings are just overall a weaker defense. The Carolina Panthers have a stronger O-line. Chargers against O'Connell. I think I got to look at Bosa. Let me see if Bosa's playing because Bosa's kind of I think Bosa, in my opinion, is the one that I'd would make this good or bad because Bosa's out in any way, shape, or form. That's probably going to be the reason why I don't pick the Chargers. Chargers have been struggling on defense lately. I just don't trust it, and I think that he'll be fine. Joey Bosa is going to be out for this game. So I rather focus on the guys. I'd rather focus on the one thing that I know, and the one thing that I know in this game is that either way, let's just say Stroud does well, and they go up 24 points or whatever it is. I'll give them that 24 points. In this particular scenario, I can see Stroud getting sacked a bunch of times just because of the matchup that he has against their backup left tackle. And that line is, right now they're beat up. I think they only have one starter out of everybody. And Pittsburgh's been on fire. That front seven is freaking ridiculous. I love that front seven. Hyde Smith and I know Hayward's out, but I mean, they're a really solid defense. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh there. Mike 32, start one at flex. He goes half PPR. He goes Brian Rob. Oh, you can't really start Brian Robinson, so I have to take him out. Oh no, sorry, misinterpreted that. My problem. My apologies. Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders. I get him and Bijan all screwed up. Tutu Atwell, Terry, Javonte, Khalil Herbert, Jordan Addison, half PPR. So when it's half PPR, more likely, more times than not, I'm going to go with the running back, just because the running backs in these scenarios for me, they touch the ball more, and you don't have to rely heavily on receptions as much. So I mean, Tutu is probably one of the better receiving options in this particular scenario. Jordan Addison has been doing real well recently. Terry, I think, is the one guy out of this equation. But for me, it's between. I think I'm going to be taking Brian Robinson out of that equation. I do like him as a running back, but I don't like him in this matchup against the Eagles. Javonte has a really juicy matchup. Khalil Herbert as well. That's why I know those two are, in there. If you had to make me lean one way or another, I'd say Javonte. I like Javonte as a whole. I understand his numbers are low. I understand he is probably in the same category as Najee Harris, where people are like, no. But I would trust him more than I would somebody like, Tutu could disappear, even though he's been doing well. I don't know. I don't trust it. I'd rather stick with what I know, and they're going to hand the ball to Javonte. So Javonte makes me feel a little bit better. Addison isn't horrible, but Carolina is actually decent against the pass. So maybe we'll see Kirk Cousins drop a little bit. Perry in the house. What's going on, Perry? How's all? Hope everything's good. You're giving me a tough one here. Start Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, or Russell Wilson. I don't mind Daniel Jones in this scenario, but you got Geno going against me. They're going against Russell. Russell going against the Bears. Ugh. Give me a hard one, Perry. I like it. Making me think here. I got Geno and Daniel Jones ranked right above one another, with Russell right behind them. I'll go with my heart, and that is Daniel Jones. I'll give you the homer pick. So pick 4. All right. So Perry wants me to pick 4. He goes Pittman, Connor, Zach Moss, White, DJ Moore, or Palmer, full PPR. All right. So let's pick 2 running backs off the top of my head that I've seen, Connor and Zach Moss. Those are good to go. Throw them in. They'll be fine. Pittman, I think, is another option. I think you can throw Pittman in, and he'll be just fine. Pittman's the other guy. Now it's between White, Moore, and Palmer as a full PPR option. Ugh. I'll go with Joshua Palmer. Actually, no. Switch that. DJ Moore. I think this is a big get-right game for DJ Moore. Let's do DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Perry goes, should I drop Hunter Henry and start Higbee, or stick with Henry? Stick with Henry just because Higbee's hurt. You don't want to – the particular scenario for him if you have a guy that's hurt, I would always, if you have a backup that's decent, and in this case Henry is, I would stick with that. I know they have a tough matchup against the Cowboys, so I understand the hesitancy. But at this point, Henry has done well and seems to be Mac Jones's safety blanket, and I would stick with that for now. So Jags are winning 20-7 right now in the London game. It's fourth quarter, about 9 minutes and 50 some odd seconds left. Falcons are on their 29, so they're moving up the field a little bit. I think did they get a first down? They might have got a first down. Drake London got a touchdown, their only touchdown for the game. So looking good. So pick 3, and 1 is my RB2. Okay. So pick 3, 1 is being the RB2. Stevenson, White, Mostert, Godwin, Nuka, or Nico Collins. No, Perry, never worry about rapid firing me. If there's no one else in the chat, I'm good with that. I have no problem answering your questions like that. So in this case, I think Mostert is definitely one of your options. I think until further notice, Puka Nacua is... I think Puka Nacua is probably the next guy. And then the last one is the tough one for me, especially if this is full PPR. It's either Collins, White, or Godwin, or Stevenson, I guess, in this case. Stevenson. And I like Stevenson too. Just Cowboys, decent against the run. White going against the Saints. Saints are good against the run. Nico Collins going against Pittsburgh, bad against the wide receiver. I'm gonna go Mostert, Nuka, and Nico Collins. So Worm asking me, Christian Kirk, 12 targets, Ridley 2. Is this going to be common? I don't think so. I think this is more game script. Well, I wouldn't say game script, but I think this is AJ Tyrell being the guy covering Calvin Ridley. AJ Tyrell is better than you think. And honestly, the Falcons are 8th against the pass currently. I think they just, Ridley's been doing very well lately. I think Falcons, that's their game plan, shut down Ridley. So right now that means find, the better option in this case. And this, Trevor tends to stick to guys, and that's one of them. So for now, I don't see that being a full trend. But like I said, Christian Kirk isn't a horrible player. So Calvin getting 2 and 1 being a touchdown, it's hard to tell you that this is going to be common. I think Ridley is more than okay moving forward. I predicted at the beginning of the year that, Ridley should have 108 targets by the end of the year, something close to that. So anywhere within that 100 reception area, if not a little higher. So I still see Ridley as the guy. Kirk is just a really good compliment. I think when Zay Jones comes back, it will complicate things a little more, but I still think Ridley is the guy. So yeah, I wouldn't stress too much moving forward. So, all right. Now that we've actually had a minute, I'm gonna start giving you guys some DFS value picks. For those who are into DFS, like I tell you guys every week, I am more into FanDuel than I am into things like DraftKings. So I'm going to throw them up on the screen real quick. And like I said, QB value picks for today. Looks like, hold on, the Falcons are in the red zone right now. They got down the field in one big play. I think it was to Jonnu Smith, who if you told me at the beginning of the year Jonnu Smith would have more targets than Kyle Pitts, I would have laughed at you, even though I don't like Kyle Pitts. But it's really funny that it's gotten to that point. So QB value picks, that we have today. There is a few. They're all pretty much in the same area, and that is at the 7,500 mark with Russell Wilson. This Chicago game seems to be the one game that people are focused on. Great catch. Who is that? Oh, Jonnu Smith. That's so weird. Next on the list is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is $7,200 going against Tennessee. Tennessee can't stop the pass. So Neanderthal goes, is it okay to ask you on the show about a trade with you? Okay, go for it. You can give it a try. I'm going to take a minute to kind of get an idea, but yeah, go ahead. I'm okay breaking that down. I'll tell you if I like it and why and all that fun stuff. Another guy that is a DFS value for today is Justin Fields. Oh, what a great catch. Oh, but he got knocked out at the end. Oh, wow. 1 foot in. Drake London had a really good catch. If you're not watching that game, I understand. But, yeah, that was a really good catch. But he didn't – I mean, he caught the ball, just didn't get the touchdown. So, Dr. Clutch, what's up? What are we thinking today, Addison or Pickens? Ooh, that's a good question. In my rankings currently, let me see. My rankings have Pickens at 22, and I have Jordan Addison at 37. So for me, I think I'm going to lean Pickens here. I like the matchup. I like the matchup. Ooh. Neanderthal trying to get me to do I'm assuming Garrett Wilson and Elijah Mitchell for Nico Collins because I have Christian McCaffrey in that league. That's not a bad. I don't hate the trade. I don't think I would do that trade though. So I'm just too high on Nico for me to even consider that. I understand that now Garrett and Nico are kind of on the same page because of Zach Wilson being a horrible quarterback. Long-term, Garrett is definitely a better option. I have to look at our particular league because it's a 2-person keeper league. I would have to look at his keeper value and see where his, what round Garrett Wilson is in. If Garrett's in a better spot, maybe. But I have to really look into that. But honestly, I don't know if I would do that right now just because I like my team the way it is currently. But I'll keep it available. Let me look into it, Neanderthal. Thoughts on Elijah Moore for the rest of the year? Interesting. Oh, he was your first pick? Yeah, I don't think I could do that. If Garrett Wilson had value, I would be a little bit more tempted to take him. But for now, no, I can't do that. I don't think I can make that trade. I like Nico Collins too much, and he has a value to him. I think I drafted him in like the 10th round or something like that, maybe earlier, just because ESPN or Yahoo is crazy. So, thoughts on Elijah Moore? I think right now Elijah Moore is more in the low end wide receiver 3. He's just on that outside of the flex option. I mean, I have him ranked today at 42 and I brought him down. Rest of the season, I don't think I would keep him in that area. I'd probably have him more towards I'd probably have him in a different category right now. He's not someone that I'm really considering playing just because that whole offense is not what it was. They've been thrown off a little bit by Chubb being out. I'm just not into. I was high on him in the beginning of the season. And I have him in a bunch of spots in my best ball leagues, but I'm not for him at the current moment. I just can't, fathom anything with him at the current moment. Richard Hernandez goes full PPR, need TD, Goddard, or Waller. Ew. I'm going to go Goddard. I like Waller, but he's shown me nothing. So I'm going to go with Goddard here. I know Goddard has kind of had rough games in and out every week. But I think I'm going to lean Goddard for that question. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up some of my rankings because I had a bunch of guys go out that I wasn't expected. Jonathan Mingo is out today. Another reason why I like Thielen. I think Thielen should just do just fine. Some other QB value picks for DFS. We have, like I said, Justin Fields at $7,200. He's right here. Joe Burrow at $7,200 as well. I think those two are really good options today. Brock Purdy just underneath that, going against going against Arizona, $7,100. If you really want to dip into the really, really, really cheap, you could probably go with the guys that just got picked up. Let's see if they're even on this list now. Yeah, so Dorwin Thompson Robinson is $6,100. I think they're all going to be 61 or 600, yeah, something like that. I don't see Aiden. Oh, there he is. Aiden O'Connell, $6,000. That's not a bad choice today. Not a bad choice. If you want to be like sneaky and play against the field that might have a lot of the other guys up top, he's not a bad option. I'd say Aiden is a pretty decent option today. Because that Chargers matchup, I'm telling you, is not. They're not playing as good as they should be. And they're also short on Derwin James. So for the guy that was asking me before, who was asking me before about Hit was asking me before about the Chargers. Joey Bosa is out, as well as Derwin James. They're two best guys. Kenneth Murray's still there, who's good. J.C. Jackson is still. I think they're still having issues with him. Honestly, I feel a lot better picking that Charger or the Steelers for that one. Just be wary of that. So moving right along, let's give you guys some running back options. There's not a lot. There's a lot of wide receiver options today. So one of them is for, where is he on my list? I got Joshua Kelly, who I know I've been just destroying today, but he's at $6,000. That's a good value for him going against a good matchup against the Raiders. Raiders have struggled against the running back. Khalil Herbert is just below that at $5,800 going against Denver. I mean, Denver and Chicago have both struggled. And Javonte Williams, another guy, $5,800. These two guys are probably going to be used a ton, so just be aware of that. Ezekiel Elliott should get some run today just because, the news that came out, and it's a revenge game for him. Chuba might get some extra play just because of Miles Sanders being hurt with the groin injury. Oof, ETN almost made it. Let's see. No one else on this list that's popped up because nothing really changed. But those are my real big options for DFS value for running back. Let's go with the wide receiver. There's a lot more in this particular boat. At 7,300, I think T. Higgins is a good option today going against Tennessee. He tends to have this back and forth type weeks, so he's not a bad option. Jalen Waddle at $7,400. I think he'll be a good add today. Michael Pittman at $7,200. He's not a bad choice as well. Originally, I had Jacoby Myers. He was at $6,900 right here. I think he's still a decent option, even with Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell looked good in the preseason. I think he'll do okay against a battered, Chargers. Adam Thielen at $6,800, I think, is a steal. Nico Collins, who we were talking about before, $6,400. This is a good matchup, good price for him as well. Tank Dell and Tutu Atwell are at a good, price point, $6,300 and $6,200. Those guys I would target. Joshua Palmer as well, $6,100 for daily. DJ Moore right underneath him at $6,100. This right here, this whole section right here, I would pick one of the guys. One of these guys is a great value for you. Zay Flowers should do well. This is half PPR. So Zay, the guys that are going to touch the ball a ton are going to be tough. You're looking for more touchdown upside. So Zay Flowers might not be the guy, but a lot of these guys have really good upside for these particular matchups. At tight end, we don't have a ton of value here. I think the best value is probably Pat Freiermuth. The other guy is probably Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a scary option at tight end with the news with Derek Carr. I think they're going to take some pressure off Derek Carr, and one of the best ways to do that is to throw in Taysom Hill and use him more, and that's a scary thing for a lot of people, especially since he's in the tight end spot, $5,500. Not a bad choice at this point, so I'm going to have to go with that. Jake Ferguson isn't a horrible choice, but going against a tough defense. DST value, there isn't much. The Browns are a good value at $4,300. They're a stout defense. They look good every week. Jags are running the ball in. Yeah, they're doing okay. Another DST that I might like. I mean, I understand people would be a little scared about Buffalo. They're a good value here. Not going with Chargers. Not going. I wouldn't say the Patriots either. Houston might be a decent pickup this week. I know I've kind of been on the other side of that, but to be honest, Houston's a good rush defense, and going against Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett he has a hard time staying up. So I might just overindulge and go with the Eagles here, just because the Eagles are honestly the best option. Sam Howell is the most sacked quarterback in the league. So I think I might lean with someone like the Eagles at this point. Jags are running the ball right now. It's almost a 2-minute warning. It's 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, 3rd and 5. I think they're in the red zone. It looks like Falcons don't have any more of their timeouts. So I think this is pretty much a done deal. 20-7 is the current score. Jags are leading. Looks like Jags are on the 25-ish. Yeah, they're on the 25. And they're, they get a first down, game's over. So actually, I think they need 2 first downs to keep it moving. Let's see what they do here. Ran the ball, stuffed. Are they going to get the flag? They should have got a flag for that. That would have been roughing the passer. Big time. Went right for the head. Yeah. They're going to keep the offense on the field. 4th and 3. I think they're just trying to make that clock go down all the way. Wow. Good game so far. I mean, Falcons, like I told you, their Falcons defense is actually pretty decent. It's really their offense that kind of screws their defense. One of the touchdowns from this game was from a pick six. They had, Desmond Ridder had 2 picks. And honestly, it's not the offense. It's not the defense. It's the offense that are kind of ruining this team at this point. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. So make sure you guys throw your questions in the chat if you guys have any left. If you don't, no big deal. That's fine too. I'm going to start wrapping up this show in a few minutes. But make sure you guys check out a lot of different things. We have so much going on for the channel. We are 12 subscribers away from 1,000. And once we hit that 1,000, keep an eye out for a 1,000 subscriber video. We're going to be giving away this wonderful ring from trophysmack.com. Make sure you guys check out trophysmack.com. And when you do, they will help you out at checkout. So make sure you guys use the link. It's in the description. But for now, keep an eye out. We're going to be giving away this particular ring for anybody. So keep an eye out. We will be getting that out. They have other things like the belt. This is their best seller. Also, their trophies are wonderful. You can customize all these. You can customize their chains, look like Kirk Cousins if you want. Honestly, great site, great group of guys. Make sure you got, or great group of people. I apologize because there's a lot of females that work there as well. Kelly, one of the better ones there, is great. So check them out. Wonderful group of people. Trophysmack.com. Make sure you use promo code GetRight as well. Well, it looks like the Jags are going to kick a field goal here. They're just trying to wind the clock down as much as they can. 38-yard attempt, 28-yard attempt. Brandon McManus. I'll let you know if he makes it. And it's good. A little bit of wind in there, but it is good. 23-7 right now. Jags are up. Falcons look like they'll get a rebuttal with 1:56 left. So we'll wait and see how that turns out. Make sure you guys check out our affiliate podcast as well. Like I've mentioned before, the Fantasy Frontline with Tim and AJ. Keep an eye out for their stuff. The Check Down podcast as well with Cody McGoats and Shirtless Pat. They're on every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. So make sure you guys check them out right here on the Get Right Fantasy Network. Also, make sure you guys keep an eye out for Adam's Deadzone Fantasy Show. He should be coming out soon with a lot of flex options for you to help you guys win your leagues. So make sure you guys check them out as well. I'm sorry if I'm like glitching a little bit. I've been running the other game, and that kind of eats up a lot of my – I don't have a top-end computer. I just have a nice laptop that I use. But that's probably why I'm having some issues currently. Looks like Jags are celebrating. I mean, there's still 1:52 or 56 left. So they've been doing well to stop the run and stop everything, but can't rule it out yet. It ain't over till it's over. Who said that? I think Vincent. No, that's not Vincent Barty. Patrick Lario, what's going on, brother? Wouldn't be a Sunday without Patrick. Let's go, Big Blue. That's right. We get a Sunday night off and wait until tomorrow, which is fantastic. Lets me enjoy my Sunday a little bit better, just so that I don't have to worry about the Giants. Ooh, wow. That was wow. Bijan, guys. Bijan just came out of left field, took out the blitzer, and put his whole body on the line there. That was a ballsy play. Great block, too. And look at this. Jonnu Smith, man. Jonnu Smith has been killing it today. Wow. Good for Jonnu. I like Jonnu Smith. I haven't I'm surprised that they're not using someone like Kyle Pitts at the moment. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, and the Jags got a turnover. Game's over. They're going to take knees, and that game is done. So Patrick goes, did I just get a good trade offer? I traded away Godwin and got Zach Moss and Chark. I don't think it's a great trade offer. I wouldn't have probably wait. Oh, you traded away. Yeah, I don't like it because Godwin, I think, is better than both those guys, and Moss is only going to be in for the next few weeks. He'll be in for this week and then maybe next week. Chark is okay, but he's not worth Godwin. So for me, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. So he has. He also says Patrick goes. I almost want to bench Garrett Wilson, but only have Michael Thomas and Chark. Yeah, it's tough there. That's a tough one. I understand your. Oh, and he's 0-3, so he's desperate. No, I understand the change. It's just Zach's only going to get this 1 week. So if you're really hurting at running back, I would have picked someone that's a little bit more, would be more available for you later on in the season. Zach is probably taking a back seat once JT comes back, but we'll have to wait and see. You're not getting rid of Moss by any stretch. And Chark had a decent week 1 week. It's hard to chase the points. Ooh. I'm going to butcher the name here, so I apologize. Addison. Elijah Moore or Garrett Wilson. Ew. That's the answer. Ew. I'm going to have to lean Garrett Wilson here. I don't know what's going to happen with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I don't know enough about the kid to know if he's any good at throwing the ball. I know he can run the ball. Seen him run the ball, but I haven't really seen him throw the ball that often. So to me, Zach has a better shot. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson here. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. So, sorry, bro. At Attikin. Yeah. I'm gonna go same. He says Patrick 0-3. He's 0-3. It's PPR. Need a win. Can't decide Wilson or Moore for today. I also have Pachenko. If you have those three to pick from for your flex, I'd probably lean more Pachenko, just because he has better chance at getting the ball more. But if you're going wide receiver in a full PPR, I'd probably go Wilson over Moore. I think Moore is the odd man out in this equation. Full PPR, I'd probably lean the wide receiver, but it's tough, and they are going to have to throw the damn ball because they're going to have to keep up with Kansas City. So I think Wilson's a decent option, but it's not a favorable one. So Patrick goes, no, I'm actually okay at running back. Have Connor, Pollard, Zach, Najee, and my. Oh, so then why would you want any of that? Keep what you had. But it is what it is, man. We're already past that. He goes receivers. He has Wilson, Kirk, Mike Thomas, Chark. You're screwed with tight end. Go grab Jonnu Smith. Guy just did real well in a really tough, well, not a tough matchup, but right now, Kyle Pitts is he's laughable. The guy is laughable. Like I'm sitting here and wondering what the hell happened to Kyle Pitts and why he's not being used. I mean, he's an athletic freak. He is. But I don't understand why Jonnu Smith is being used as much and targeted as much. I'm trying to find did I even have him ranked? Nope, didn't have him ranked. I had Pitts at 17. Didn't think he'd do anything to begin with. But I want to see this stat line because Jonnu had a really good day. I saw him over and over. Yeah, 6 receptions for 95 yards for Jonnu Smith today. Good for him. He hasn't been used. He wasn't used much in the first. I mean, right now, Jonnu led the team with 6 targets. Wow, he was 6 for 6 and 95. That's amazing. Good for Jonnu Smith. Yeah, and find a different tight end there, Patrick. I told people at the beginning of the year, do not go with Pitts. It's just not worth it. Michael Thomas and Chark with Kirk and Wilson. I mean, Kirk, Mike Thomas, and Chark. Yeah. He goes, best available is Logan Thomas, Ferguson, or Everett and Everett fucked me last year. Shit, Parham. Yeah, no, I mean Ferguson is probably your better bet. Ferguson at least gets targeted by Dak enough. Logan Thomas isn't horrible, but I just don't like. He's been hurt the last couple of weeks. Everett, I completely understand. I drafted him and he sucked, but I have Laporta. I'm happy. I got I helped myself in that. I have Laporta everywhere. So Patrick was hoping to have Wilson balling and Kirk at receiver and uses my flex as, for all my running backs. Yeah, no, I get that. I understand that completely, but that's where the illusion of Aaron Rodgers screwed a lot of people that drafted Wilson. Like I had Wilson in a dynasty league and I had no choice in the matter. I had to keep him because he's definitely a very talented offensive rookie of the year. Guy was a stud. I can't not. And he did well with Zach Wilson. It's just unfortunate. Well, he did good with backups and Zach Wilson because Zach Wilson was hurt for most of the season. But that's my whole point. Like they need to find a better option. Like they have plenty of people out there. Carson Wentz has said, hey, I'll play. Matt Ryan said, hey, I'm willing to come back. Like you have all these guys that are willing to play that are much better and much better suited for that offense. But Patrick goes, I was 5 minutes away from benching Montgomery and changed last minute. Thank God left him in. He's a workhorse. He just needs to stay healthy. Agreed. 110%. I loved Montgomery at the beginning of the year. I was a big fan of him, and I'm glad that I grabbed him in anywhere that I could, just because I knew this kid would be a running back, at least a top 10 running back. The guy has potential to do really well this season, and I'm just a big fan of Montgomery. I was a fan of him on Chicago, but I'm a bigger fan of him on the Lions. They just have a better line, better situation, better everything. So I really like Montgomery a lot. Ew. Oh, that's so horrible. So there's a report that's coming out right now that says that a source is saying the Bears are looking to trade wide receiver Chase Claypool, asking for a 5th or a 6th round. They traded a 2nd round pick for the guy. Oh my God, he's inactive today. Oh God, just laughable, just absolutely laughable. I don't get it. Wow. Patrick going and Montgomery is the goal line guy, was nervous with Gibbs, but he's a pass running back. Yeah, they're going to use Gibbs. They're not going to not. They drafted him for a reason. They were all excited about it. Montgomery was a good choice. And the reason why they were happy with getting rid of guys like Swift and Jamal, they were just expensive guys to have on the roster. Guys like Monty and Gibbs are cheap comparatively. So Patrick changed his league to a 1-person keeper league, but has to be a 4th round pick or later. Okay, so you can only have a keeper late then. Okay. Every league is different with those keeper. The keeper leagues are interesting because every league is different. My league, you can keep anybody as long as you have the pick. If you don't have the pick and you want to keep a guy in a certain round, so if you have Garrett Wilson in like the 3rd round and you don't have a 3rd round pick, you have to use a 2nd round pick. So you don't need to have it, but you need to have somebody higher. You need to have the pick higher, but if you don't, you have to go higher than that. And then people that aren't drafted are last round picks, but all the players only get 2 years of value. But we get to keep 2. So it's a little different. So Patrick goes, yeah, I wanted anybody, but they want to make it interesting. So we'll try this year. Yeah, it's always fun. If you ever want ideas, let me know. Always around. Always love giving those ideas. The Smitty. What's going on, the Smitty? He goes 2 wide receivers to start. Okay. DK, Ayuk, Collins, Evans. I'm going to give you Ayuk as a must. I'm going to start Ayuk. Debo bang up, and Ayuk is a good wide receiver. I think I'm going to lean DK out of this group. Collins is good. I think he has a good matchup. Evans has Marcus Lattimore. He always has a tough time against Marcus Lattimore. I think I'm just, and of course, this would be the day he would blow up. When after I say something like that. But if you're looking off face value, DK and Ayuk are probably the 2 guys that I would pick for, from this group. Let's see. Metcalf I have at 13 in my rankings, and Ayuk I have at 18. Collins I have at 25, and Evans I have at 29. So without looking at my rankings, and then I looked at them, I would still pick in that order, DK and Ayuk. So good luck to you there, the Smitty. Hope all is well. So I think I'm going to wrap this up unless we have more questions. It's getting close to that 12:30 mark. But make sure you guys, if you have any more questions, throw them in. I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. The Smitty has more. 2 running backs to start. Pierce, Kamara, Jacobs. Nice. I mean, good for you. Those are some potent options. Kamara has a decent matchup today going against the Bucs. Bucs are 12th against the run, or 13th, if you want to do math correctly. That's a tough one. Jacobs has been underperforming. Pierce has been underperforming. Kamara's coming back from a suspension, so it's hard to tell what he's going to be used. Carr is hurt. I don't think he's going to look to pass too far. I think Kamara could be a decent option today, so I'm going to put Kamara in. And I think if you had to give me a pick, it would probably be Jacobs. I just like Jacobs a lot more as a runner. I think Pierce has been doing well, but I don't think they're looking to run the ball as much as I thought they were. They actually are throwing it way more than I thought they would. So I'm going to have to wait. Okay. So the news just came in. I'm told Kamara bracing for a full workload today. We'll see how the Saints deploy him, and he's ready for it. So I think it's going to be Kamara and Jacobs for me. Those are my 2 that I would pick from. Pierce is a little bit lower on my rankings, even though he has a good matchup against the Steelers. Steelers are, where are they on this list? Steelers are 27th against the run, so I can understand why you would want to do that. They don't have Cameron Hayward as well. So I'm going to stick to Jacobs and Kamara for this. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Good luck, guys. Go Big Blue. Let's shoot those Hawks out of the sky. Enjoy, fellas. Patrick, always one of my favorite Giants fans to listen to. But yeah, the Schmitty, I'm going to stick with Jacobs and Kamara for now. I think Kamara will get a lot of work today, especially if it's full PPR. Little dump offs. If it's not full PPR and it's like standard, I'd probably lean a little more Pierce. But Kamara should be used pretty often. So I think it's going to be Jacobs and Kamara for me. Just because Jacobs does have a good matchup against Pittsburgh, right? It's Pittsburgh today. Or no, Chargers, even better. Chargers are 20th, but it doesn't really matter. They're really bad defense. They're out Joey Bosa and Derwin James, who are normally their run stoppers. I'm going to stick with Jacobs and Kamara, even though they're both even division matchups too, which is sometimes you want to go outside division just because teams don't know each other as well, so on and so forth. So, but I'm going to go Jacobs and Kamara. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Good luck to everybody this week in their week 4 matchups, unless you're going against me. I hope everybody has a wonderful week 4. And for Dustin, for Frank, for my good buddy Rasta, I hope hope everyone's doing good. I will see you guys on Friday next week and back here on Sunday morning as well. Make sure you guys check out our other shows on Monday with Frank and Rasta as we do overreaction and waiver pickups, as well as Frank and Rasta on Wednesdays doing the buy sell trades. So make sure you guys check them out. So for Frank, for Rasta, for Dustin, make sure you guys check us out. I'll see you guys soon. Later.
Wanted to white fantasy is the play. Marking nothing, but I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided.